Welcome back to my YouTube channel, JB Tech. Today I am taking a break from looking at Dell technology to look at IP wireless cameras. Now, IP cameras are really affordable these days, and they're part of a great security setup for your home. Use them in conjunction with an alarm. While alarms are great deterrent, cameras obviously for a bigger deterrent and also pick up suspicious activity around the house, and obviously if people gain access to your property, you can record them and some have audio as well. So this is the Foscam camera. This is an FI9803P. This is a 720p camera, and this is the second one of these cameras I've purchased. I've already got one protecting the front of the property. It's been working for a year with no problems. Now, Foscam, they do get a bit of a mixed review when you look online, and I tend to find a lot of the negative reviews about using a wireless. And I agree with that. The wireless isn't great on these, but with any CCTV system, I always recommend hardwiring them into the system. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you get inside the box. Just slide it out, which is in, actually I've slid it the wrong way, so just flip that over. So what do you get in the box? As expected, a quick start installation guide and a warranty card to fill out. All the usual stuff and a range of cameras that are available. You get the camera software. Now this is pretty hideous software. I use the software for setting up. And you can see in the background over there is a Synology NAS. That's what I record to, and I use the Synology Surveillance Station, which is a brilliant piece of software. So you really need this for detecting the camera, setting the IP addresses and initially setting the camera up. Then I would highly recommend some third-party software sat on a micro server or on a server or a desktop machine that's running constantly 24/7, or using something like a Synology NAS. Inside the box you get the camera itself. This is IP66 rated. It's all metal. At the front you've got it's 720p, so it's 1280 by 720. It's 23 frames per second. You've got the camera, you've got the infrared camera, and obviously the sensor. Okay, so when installing this, bearing in mind that any holes you drill need to be big enough to fit this block through. So this cable is hardwired, obviously because it's waterproof, into the back of there, into the back of the camera. So you've got about 1 meter of cable to play with. And then on the end, the only two that I'm really bothered about is the gig Ethernet, when it focuses. Thank you. And also the white power. I'm not bothered about anything else on there. So there's the camera itself. Like I said, decent weight, full metal. It's got that shield to protect it against rain, all that kind of good stuff. Put the camera to the side. Then what else do we get in the bag? Fitting kit. Now this is rubbish. These screws are too short really for mounting in a decent location. The roll plugs aren't the best, so this goes in the bin. So what else do you get in the kit? The little wireless antenna. You get the mount, which again is metal. The cable doesn't mount through here. Obviously you can lock it in multiple positions with an Allen key. So once you've got it set how you want it, you can put it on a lot of angles, lots of different ways, put it in place. So that's decent quality mount. And then obviously you get the power. This about 1 meter's worth of cable there. You can get extenders, from Amazon or eBay or wherever, but bearing in mind that this connection isn't natively waterproof. And again, going back to this cable here, this cable here really needs to be either inside the house through the wall or inside some kind of junction box, some kind of IP, 54 or higher rated junction box. It's because you don't obviously water ingress into any of the components. And then you also get a chuck away, really short, useless cable, forget my connectivity types, RJ45, I think it's like a Cat5 cable. So that's everything you get in the box. So what I'm going to do now is show you an image, a still image of the camera I've got set up currently at the front of the property, which is connected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into the Synology NAS and show you some of the live footage during day, and show you the quality of the picture with it being a 720p camera. So other key things as well is because it's a bullet camera, The angle of view is 70 degrees from a point of view of horizontal, and if we're looking at it from a vertical point of view, it's 75 degrees. So more suited for outdoors than indoors is this camera, you know, unless you've got a long room. You know, the dome cameras are definitely have a wider field of vision than these, and this is actually supports things like H.264 compression, which I recommend. It's a 1 million pixel sensor, 2.8mm lens with an f/stop 1.2. The night vision is 20 meters range, which is pretty good. I'll talk about how far I can see with a night vision camera when I show you the images. So would I recommend this camera? My other one has, without fail, worked 24/7, 24 hours a day for over a year. Would I recommend this if you're going to connect it wirelessly? No. None of the Foscam cameras seem to be pretty good when it comes to connecting over the wireless. You know, you get the signal dropping out, but you know, dropping frames, freezing, all sorts with them. So as I'd say with any security camera, not just Foscam, you want to hardwire. Where you can do, you get a much better guaranteed level of performance and consistency. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the still image and then also show you logged into Synology NAS and show you the picture quality. Right, so now I'm logged into my Synology NAS. It's a DS414 and I've loaded in something called Synology Surveillance Station. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a live view. So this is the camera now. It is coming up to 20 to 9, so the lighting is less than it would be in the daytime. You know, it's kind of losing its strength now. But as you can see, first thing is the colours are pretty good. So saturation, it's not oversaturated, it's not bland and blank, and you know, the greens are realistic, and you get a decent field of view. So something I didn't mention is I'm more of a fan of 720p cameras over 1080. You might think, what does he mean? Well, 720 is perfectly enough, is a brilliant resolution for seeing detail in people's faces, seeing people's clothing, items, what they're holding in their hands, what people are up to. And that's generally a 1 million pixel sensor, okay? Whereas 1080p, I believe, is a 2 million pixel sensor, so it's not double the picture quality, yet it's double the, it takes up twice the amount of storage when you're recording. Yes, you've got H.264 compression for 720 and 1080p cameras, however, you can't get away from the fact that a 1080p camera will consume more storage, so it'll take up more space. If you're using cloud services, it'll cost you more to store, you know, per whatever your price model is, per gig or whatever. And the price difference, you can pick one of these up. I paid £55 for this camera from Amazon. The 1080p ones are £100. So you can protect your property with more cameras at a good resolution over having a couple at a high resolution. So for me at this point in time, the cost difference and the quality of 720p means I go with that as a standard 720p. Now there are some negatives with it being a cheap camera. Let's face it, is cheap. You do suffer, it's a 2.8mm lens, so over here you can see the grass, it's lacking detail, so the lens seems to be quite soft, it has like a patch of softness or something around here for some reason. If you look down here you can see every blade of grass, you can see the detail. Here the detail's pretty good as well around the entrance to the house. Again, but a bit patchy there, so you're never going to get wall-to-wall brilliant picture quality throughout the whole of the screen. However, you do get a decent picture that is capable of recording people moving. This is recording at 23 frames per second because I want to capture all the movement someone makes. You know, any gesture, any action, anyone sniffing around, anything coming on the lawn, I want it to be picked up. So the camera does support things that I call like zoning, so you can zone off an area. So say you had a tree here or something that moved a lot in the wind that was triggering false alarms on a lot of recordings, you can actually you know, zone those bits off so it doesn't record, so you can pick where you want it to actually focus on recording, where the activity is. I've got it just sensing the whole area, because we get pesky neighbours' cats coming on here, and I just want to kind of look at the overall whole property, you know, protecting the car. There's a little birdie decided to come and visit. So that's live view, that's how it's going at the minute, so that's daytime recording. So Is it worth 55 quid as a camera? Yep, without a doubt. As I mentioned before, would I recommend this camera if you planned on just recording wirelessly? No, I wouldn't say go with this camera at all, or seriously look at other options. And what I'm going to just do is go to a recording. So this is just recording from the other night, show you the night vision quality. So sensitivity is quite high on the camera, so the raindrops, as you can see, are setting the camera off. But you know, the range of the infrared's pretty good. You know, it goes all the way into the street. Basically, it can see as far, you know, it can see everything in its field of view really where I've got it set up. So the night vision quality is pretty good, can't fault that either. So all in all, the camera's a really good camera, really well priced, really well made. Like I said, if you look online, a lot of the negative reviews are around the crappy software, which is crappy, you can't get away from that. But if you're investing in cameras, invest in something decent to record to, with decent software to use the camera. So if you use the camera for a camera, another software, it's a brilliant setup. Okay, and the other thing as well is, do not use it wirelessly. You know, hardwire it, bring it into your house, bring it through the roofing or whatever, and bring it into the building. Always use the hardwired connectivity. So that was my review of the Foscam FI9803P, and I'd highly recommend this camera to anyone looking at putting CCTV systems that are IP based around and inside their house. So thank you for watching my video. If you've got any questions, want to leave me some feedback, ask me anything you want, do so in the box below. Thanks for watching.